You're in the mix.
SKM presents Strictly for the Music Podcast. You are now live with the #1 podcast for all upcoming artists worldwide.
It's the real
deal.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. This is Strictly for the Music Podcast. I'm your host, SKN, and that's this Collab and Rabid is a top artist from Loud Pack Mob. With over 2,000 followers, 5 collections, newly released single with D-Stag, Rabid Savage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Rabid 1, Rabid.
What's up, bro?
What's up, big dog?
Thank you for having me on the show. It seems like something keep on trying to keep us from having it.
Oh, man, but you know what? We're going to get through this, big dog. But, man, thank you. It's an honor to have you. Another top-notch artist from Loud Pack Mob. Man, let's go with the first question. How'd you get your name?
Well, I got my name from when I was a kid. And my parents, they left me in a bad neighborhood and shit, and there was a little bit of a war going on. It's a long story, but I'm not going to get into that really because other people involved in shit. But it was a fight between me and another kid that looked like a telephone pole. I was just a little bitty tiny rabbit, but his people were calling me. They said I looked like a little white rabbit, and they were making fun of me. And I ended up jumping up in the air and kicking this kid in the head, and really it was just a reaction. You know what I'm saying? I think I probably got lucky on that fight. I really shouldn't have wanted it. That kid was so big. But anyway, then my people started saying, yeah, a rabbit, and it's been my name ever since. I was like, I think 9 at the time. I was dropped off before that, but I was 9 at the time of that fight. So since I was 9, yeah, so that's been quite a few years ago.
That's dope, big dog. So let me ask you this. How did you get involved with Loud Pack Mob?
Well, one day there was a guy named, crap, I'm not even sure what his name was. It's kind of embarrassing. I can't remember his name, but anyway, he's gone now, and he introduced me to Dabs and whatnot. He liked my music, and that was just it, dude. I've been down with Dabs ever since. Him and Queen too have both been amazing. They're like, I ain't got no family really, and they're my family. And whenever I ain't got nobody or need somebody, it's one or the other, or maybe even sometimes both of them are the one that calls me. So they're all I got, man. I am Loud Pack Mob.
Man, that's dope, bro. So, man, what were you going through whenever you got the invite to be part of the Loud Pack Mob?
We were in the middle of another group together, actually. I think maybe even 2. One of them wasn't really all that important, but it was a group called AVR. They were actually pretty good at the time. And ended up this dude that I thought was cool. Everybody did. His name was Adapt. But he ended up saying something about my little girl. But I didn't know about that at first. But he was tripping over some kind of cop shit. This dude Felipe is supposed to be a cop or whatnot. And I made a comment about it because the dude can rap. I mean, he's spot on. He's on beat. He can really rap. He's got bars and everything. So I said, Adapt, you killed it like always. And then I said, but it still fucked the police. And I said, but he can rap. And if he'd quit his day job, I might even be a fan. But that started, he got all pissed off or something. I couldn't understand that because not long before that he was a damn enemy, But anyway, after that, I just let Adapt talk for a minute because I just assumed he's my brother. He was just a little upset I didn't understand it. But then he made a comment about putting dead rabbits on my doorstep, and at that point, we got into a big fight, and Adapt ain't around no more. And a tiny rabbit beat the mighty Adapt, and I hated it, bro. I mean, it felt at the time it felt good, but really, dude, I hate to lose people like that, man. But anyway, from then on, dude, I've been nothing but Loud Pack, and people tried to get me to leave Loud Pack and whatnot, but that ain't never gonna happen. I'll be Loud Pack when I die.
Hell yeah, big dog. That's dope, bro. So let me ask you this, man. Let's talk about the story that you have with an actual rabbit, dog.
All right, yeah. So we fast forward from back whenever I was a kid and got my name, and this has been like about uh, around a year ago. I'm not sure exactly when, but the picture of this rabbit is actually on my Instagram page, and I called him Special Ed because a dog had brought him up to my friend in his mouth, and I've got a wild cottontail rabbit. Her name is Queen Cracker Jacqueline. Anyway, so he called me and asked me if I wanted a rabbit, and he was pretty sure it was a male. So I wanted it in case something happened to my cracker that I could at least have a piece of her, like baby. Anyway, but it was in like paralysis or something. It couldn't move, and I just thought it was because it was like scared from being drug up in a dog. Could you imagine being drug up in something's mouth? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And rabbits are known for like having heart attacks and shit. So I just thought he was sick. So I brought him home and I bottle fed him like a baby and crap. And he like tried to fight back. And then I thought he was running around the cage trying to get away from me, but really he was trying to bite me. And I just thought he was an asshole, and I had to trick him. But he would stand there and stare me in the face, and I couldn't get near him. I had to trick him to the other side of the cage and everything else. And it crossed my mind, that it might have rabies or something. And I'm thinking, nah, dude, with me being rabbit, and I just dismissed it because that's what I mean. That's a coincidence and a half right there. But as it turned out, the little rabbit did die, and it was rather a bad death. But he had rabies for sure. His name was Special Ed. He is very special. I learned to respect wildlife through that. But it's just crazy that an actual rabid rabbit came to live with me, at my Rabbitat. That's what we call the place here. It's the Rabbitat. There's not no map. You can't get out of it. But it was the coolest little thing. It fought back to me, or for me, and tried to live, but it even bit me one time, and it was dangling off the end of my finger. I had to thump him on the head, and then it ended up having to sling him off. But something or another must have been watching me. There must be a God, because it didn't break the skin. If it had, I would have never even known it, because it shows up a little different in rabbits. He was definitely a mean motherfucker. but but it was like I learned a lot from watching that, and if anybody does hear this and you think about getting a wild animal, you should probably be real careful, because that little tiny rabbit really could have killed me. From that one little bite, if it had broke the skin, by the time I would have known that I was sick from the rabies, it would have been too late for the shots.
Damn, bro, that's crazy, man. So let's take it back, big dog. Let's take it back real quick to your first collection, One Life to Live, man. How did this project come upon?
Man, I honestly don't. I remember seeing a button, and I pushed the button, and I started trying to make a collection. I really thought I was doing something, you know what I mean? But really, what I was doing, if you scroll back on my page there on Bandlab, you'll notice that my shit just like really ain't all that great. I mean, I still had something, but I was kind of like whispering it when I was doing it. I was always quiet because I was always told to shut up. I didn't even know that I could do this, but I've done it all my life. I've rhymed all my life, but not recorded it. You know what I'm saying? So every time I recorded it, I was like real quiet. So I kept wanting to do more, and I seen the little collection thing, and I thought, so I put some stuff on there. Like there's one section, one of those um, collections has some stuff with me and my little girl on it and stuff. And then I just started like there's one said something about ABR, a tag or no tag. I was basically trying to pick a fight with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was mad over that bullshit that just happened. But really, I don't know, other than just finding it randomly. I've got to deal with the internet. I can understand the internet, but I just mentally won't let myself, because everybody I see, they're always Googling shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of sad, really, because nobody knows how to do anything. It's like our phones and stuff does that shit for you, you know? And where I'm having trouble with my music and I guess life kind of, because you kind of need the internet anymore to survive. But I look at it and I see all these musicians, and they're all working for themselves. It seems like they're the producer, they're the producer, the promoter. They're doing all that crap, and that takes away from the ability to be an artist because you're busy doing all that. You're splitting yourself up, and that's just really not okay. And everybody thinks they're going to be the next greatest thing. Hell, I don't care if I get a spotlight or not. I just want to be a part of the music. You feel me?
Yeah, bro, that's dope, man. That's dope. So let's go to the next song up in your first collection, Crazy Talk featuring Adapt. How did this feature come upon, man?
It had been okay. My grandpa had died, right, and I had not let anybody close to me in a long time because I can't trust the people around me, around here. And anyway, Adapt. I seen Adapt one day randomly on the feed there, and I listened to him, and he was badass. So my little girl, dude, she's amazing. You should hear her one day. But anyway, every time that I've done a song with my little girl and anybody else, Adapt was included. I included him and my little girl because they were both. I let Adapt close to me. He was talking to me every day. It was I was really getting close to the dude. I thought, but I don't know really what happened to that. But I respected him a lot, because he sounded so unique. But I don't know. That's a touchy subject, bro, because I kind of feel bad for him. Because after the fact, I kind of can look back and see all the stuff that he did. It seems to me like he was more than likely so good because he didn't really have anybody or nothing. He didn't have no friends or nothing. It ended up the way he even said, and I've got it in my chat still on Bandlab, where he threatened to call the cops on me and all kinds of shit. But I could see a little scared dude there someplace in the trailer off in Arizona, like with nobody, and I attacked him, not even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And he was probably just trying to fit in. That's why people shouldn't probably do that stuff. He was trying to live up to what he was on that music, and that's just not who he was. The dude had talent, but yeah, I mean, I wanted him to be a part of that, and I thought he was one of the best. So I wanted my little girl to know him too because I really liked the dude. You know what I'm saying? And it just turns out that he ended up. I guess I don't know if he was on something or what it was with him, but it was just. I just really feel bad for him, man, because he went from being like somebody everybody looked up to after I hit him that time, dude. It was bad, man. I ended up making him talk. I said if you yell or whatever and start being a dick, dude, I'm just gonna back out of the room. He started trying to yell, so I backed out. I wasn't doing. Finally, I heard his voice, dude, and it sounded like I could hear his pain, dude, from what just happened. And I'm thinking, damn, man, you sound like about to cry, dude. I get it now, though. I didn't really. I guess I've grown up a little bit. Honestly, I can see shit from other people's point. If someone talks to me like you, I appreciate you inviting me here. So far, you seem like an awesome dude. I believe you could be somebody I could be friends with. Right here, right now. I ain't got nobody like that. So the adapt was like pretty much that my grandpa dying, he was really all I ever had. He's what saved me from being in the middle of that war. But wouldn't have been from him, we would have never had this conversation at all because I'd have been dead years ago. In fact, my friend got shot in the head that thought it was me, all over that stupid fight.
Damn, man, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sending my condolences out to your friend and his family, man.
Hey, thanks, bro.
That's sad, bro.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
He was really the only friend I had at the time. I don't know what. I know my mom was trying to protect me from something, but my dad and shit, and I ain't even mad. I recently did a song. It's called Country Showing because they couldn't hear me before because they didn't listen to rap. I mean, we live in Arkansas, and and the people with my last name, that didn't want nothing to do with me, they wouldn't listen to it. But they heard some, I guess they call it hip-hop or some shit like that, and that really is offensive as fuck, really, to me, because I ain't no hick, dude, and I'm sick of all the racist bullshit that you see going on around the world. It seems like we be past that, but I did a song, and I made them. They came up to me at the store down here in this town, a couple of them were running up with phones in their hands, showing me that they had something about a song of something to do with trailer trash or some crap like that. So I had to go in the store. So I said, "I'll tell you what, you pick me a beat that you like, and I'll go home and make the song." So if you get a chance, you can go on my page and check out that country show, and that's what I did to my family. I mean, it started out like I wanted to hurt them, but at the end of the day, that didn't happen. What I did is I called out the good shit and the bad shit. You hear me talking about the people that I love too. Like I love mom and I miss you, papa. That was my grandpa and my little girl. But I did get to tell the family how I felt too at the same time. So I called out the good and the bad. And at the end of the song, I ended up I ended up saying something like I didn't do this to hurt you. I done it to tell you I loved you. I hope to see you soon. So I got to forgive them. And really, ever since then, a little bit of my anger's been gone. Just I needed to say that shit for a long time, and they needed to hear it. And now, whenever I see them, I don't really feel attached no more. I don't wonder why they ain't here because I just gave them a reason not to. Cause I'm talking like all this crap about stuff that's happened with the family there, and I'm saying maybe I'm not the one for you to be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Is my country showing? But
Man, that's dope, bro.
it's a pretty good song, really. I don't know that maybe the sound wise, I might be. I know that I can do better sound wise on some shit, but I don't know that I can beat that song. But here's what people probably don't know about me: those songs that sound crazy that people hear about on my page. They sound crazy as fuck, but every one of my songs means something. It's all about really me. And I don't know if you know it or not, but I haven't written any of those songs. I just do that shit. So I don't.
Wow, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I've got one written verse, and that's because Dabs asked for multi syllables when we were fighting this dude named Florida Kid. It was that'd been a long time ago, but I hit him with some multi syllables too. I still got the song somewhere.
Hell yeah, bro. That's dope, man. So, man, your last song on your first collection, "Won't Die Alone."
We won't die alone. That right there was my little girl, and there was another kid. He called himself Wolf, but he seemed to have like some issues, like mentally and crap, and he was struggling to fit in. And so she was talking about it, and I suggested that because he loved music, he wanted to do music, he was always trying to do it. So I suggested we put him on a track. So I actually was hoping to help the kid, and I think it did. I mean, it worked. Ever since then, I haven't heard nothing else about it. He's done other stuff, but I don't know if he's still recording today. But I hope he is because that really felt good to get to help the kids because whenever I was little, I didn't really have nobody to reach out for me like that, other than to teach me how to not die today, which was very valuable. But at the same time, it sucks, man, looking around for help. And basically, I was in a foreign country. You know what I'm saying? I didn't belong there. Didn't know where I was at. I was waiting on my family to show up. I'm still waiting on them, bro. My mom's dead and gone, but I'll be waiting on her until I die.
That's dope, bro. So let's go to the next collection, man. Message.
The what now?
Your next collection, Message.
Message.
You named it Message.
I believe that's the one that's got some songs in it with my little girl.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. Those collections are so old, bro. I don't even really remember. There's this. I probably can't here. I'm not even sure what's on that. Rest in peace. That was. I remember doing a song like that. It was with somebody, I think, or for somebody, but I can't really remember without hearing it. That's been so long ago. Does it have a date on there? Does it say when it was made?
Yeah, let me November 17th, 2017.
You see, a lot of bad shit's happened. If I go to sleep, I'm liable to forget.
So it was with Growers Love Flow.
Ah, yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah, he just posted something that said fork on it, and I thought that I could hit that, and it made sense to me. I had a purpose for it. It wasn't for somebody that he would have known. He made the song. It wasn't really even about me or for me or nothing like that. It was just a forkable song, and I could related to it. So I took. I normally don't do that. I like to have shit that nobody else has, but every now and then I'll do like a cover for something or pick up a fork that I randomly see that hits me. You know, I like to do that kind of shit because I mean, if I can feel a song, it doesn't matter what genre it is. It don't matter who the artist is. It's just I like to pay respect back, you know, and I know I don't know how many songs you listen to. You hear me say that, you better respect me, motherfucker. I say that shit a lot. But normally, what that means is how it works with me is I always do everything in my power to be the nicest person you could ever meet, and usually am. But whenever I'm yelling that about specific people because I went through so much giving them respect, and they just bite you, you know, every time. Like I'm the one with rabies, and now I get backed into a corner. But whenever I get like that, dude, it gets kind of stupid for me.
Oh yeah, bro, that's dope. So the next song I'm looking at is featuring Zayd Roy, American Law.
Yeah, that was a dude actually, and I think it was in Loud Pack Sniper Mob. That was before I went to the main group. He was in there, and I think that was one where I was talking about Russia. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and my mom and stuff. That
yeah, man. You've been on like let me ask you this, man. Man, you put a lot of content, and man, it just shows because you know all your supporters that support you, man. They always, there for you. But man, 2017, how did you discover Bandlab, bro?
I just okay. It's kind of funny, dude, but I'll every now and then have a reason to go to the app store. When I get on the app store, I'm seeing all this stuff, okay, and I'm just like scrolling through this shit because I'm thinking, wow, look at that, and I get stuck on there, and so I'm looking through this stuff, and then that popped up about recording, and I always do music anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I decided I might as well share it. So I just randomly found it. It was an accident actually.
Hell yeah, dog. I feel that. Hell yeah. So, man, this one right here, man, Daddy's gonna try.
Ah, Daddy has fucked up everything he ever touched because nobody really taught me anything. And I was trying to talk to my little girl, and I do that in a few songs that I've got. And I was trying to talk to her and tell her that I was sorry and stuff like that, you know. And it really wasn't her mama's fault. I mean, that's an interesting story too, maybe for another time. But yeah, dude, my little girl's the most important thing to me in the world. I sing to her a lot, you know, through that. And I don't know, man. Every time I think about her, it's just my heart melts, dude. That's the only thing in the world that I ever got right was her.
Oh yeah, bro, that's amazing,
You
man.
know,
So,
actually, before she was born, I used to I used to sell a lot of drugs and shit. But as soon as
huh.
my ex-wife was told me that she was pregnant, I immediately quit that shit. I immediately quit selling that shit immediately and turned into a little. And ever since then, I've been trying to better myself.
Hell yeah, bro, that's dope, man.
I,
Congratulations on going on to the positive route, man. Because a lot of people get stuck in that route,
yeah,
and
it's because it's
before you
easy.
know, it's already too
It,
late.
it's
It,
easy, and people. and I never looked at it that way. I didn't really understand or really know that it wasn't okay. I didn't see the downside of it. I know that I never did give nothing to any kids or nothing like that. Even when I was a kid, I wouldn't. And if nobody done smoked weed or whatever it was before, I didn't ever give it to them. But still, at the same time, more recently, I was thinking about that, and I don't know what the people that were doing with it that did give it to, and I feel bad, dude. I mean about that. I hope I didn't, because I know what it's like, dude. It ended up being pills that a doctor gave me actually that got me in a situation where I ended up losing my wife and shit over it because I was like dying. I mean, it was pretty bad. They were giving me way too much pills, and whenever I ended up in the hospital, the doctor at the hospital said that was a lethal dose, that they weren't supposed to be prescribing that crap together in the first place. So, but it really screwed me up, and I hope I didn't cause that for nobody else. I mean, I had to fight myself just to put shit down, but it I started with like putting my habits down like 5 minutes at a time. And then I started like, if I felt like I had to have something, I stopped. I wouldn't let myself do it. And as long as I felt like I had to have it, I wouldn't fucking do it. No, I'd wait until I wanted to do it. But anytime I had to have it, I wouldn't do it. And now it's like, dude, I don't even got to leave the yard looking for nothing like that. I don't even need to. And music became my drug, and it's really healed my mind a lot.
That's amazing, big dog. Man, the next song we got is Sober, man.
Sober?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that one at all. Maybe I wasn't sober when I did it. I don't know. You go back. You go back a long ways. I appreciate the questions, bro. I mean, you really, yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing legit here. You're gonna keep me on my toes because now I'm gonna go back whenever this is over here tonight. I'm gonna go back and check this stuff out again and see how far I come. I know that if you scroll back far enough, you could see there's a clear cut difference because I started opening up a lot. I just can't wait until I get over that feeling that I got to be quiet. Because when I put my headphones on, I want to do it, but I'm still holding so much back, and I can't wait until I can get over that feeling. It's kind of like similar to, like whenever you're little or something and you're trying to stay up at night, your mom or dad don't know, or whatever, your parents or whoever you stay with. For me, it was my grandpa. And I was afraid to wake him up, so I had to be quiet. That's the only reason that I can say I had to be quiet. That really is mentionable. But I had to stay quiet because I was in danger otherwise, and it always felt like I was going to wake somebody up, or I was going to disturb somebody, and I was told that me and maybe my brothers might not make it back home if I didn't, and so I always had to be quiet. And it's just that shit stuck with me as words. You know what I'm saying? Words hurt people. This
Exactly, bro.
it's still
Exactly.
affecting me to this day. I mean, but I am beating it. I am beating it. My goal is in life just to be me. That's what I want more than anything in the world. I'm not riches and fame. Of course, I need to eat because right now I don't. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna eat tomorrow or not. Right now, I just want to be able to eat tomorrow, and I'm good, dude. As long as I can eat tomorrow, take care of my little girl, and and breathe, that's good enough for me. And as long as I get to be some kind of part of the music.
Hell yeah, big dog. That's what's up, man. So, Never Break Me, bro. How did this song come upon, man?
Never break me. Well, people are always pushing and shoving, and I'm sure you yourself have seen several instances from people around you, and even had it happen to yourself. You got people that are greedy and they want They want more. They want more than what you got. And it doesn't matter if they've already got one like you got. They want yours too. So they try to stand up and put it. They
Exactly.
try to bluff. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to bluff sometimes on the street, but that don't mean you ain't capable of backing it up. But the deal is I've been beat up nearly to death. I've fought some cops, got my teeth knocked out by the metal batons. I've been shot, stabbed, but they never took me. They never broke me. I never bowed down to nobody. And that's they won't never take that from me. They can't take me because me is all I ever had, and I ain't gonna let them have that. They can't have that. They can kill me. They can beat me up. They can shoot me. They can do all that. Sure. Yeah, I mean, anybody can die. We're fragile. Life is fragile. But at the end of the day, they ain't never gonna break me.
Oh yeah, big dog. That's what's up, man. That's a great message that you just put out, man.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah. So man, the next question, big dog. Your newly released single you did with D Stag, Rabid Savage.
Rabid Savage. Yep. Yeah. That little thing there is. I don't know that other rabbit, but he had another that other rabbit on there. Rotten Rabbit, its name is, and he invited me to it. And in the invite, it said, "Let's see who the better rabbit, or is either the realest rabbit or the better rabbit, one or the other." So it's like a contest, And at the end of that song, I'm saying, "Contest, get the fuck out of here," you know what I'm saying? But I just, I, I can't let nobody have my name or be mistaken for me. You know what I'm saying? Because my ability to be unique and to be me is the only important thing about me is the fact that I'm not like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be Eminem. I don't want to be Snoop Dogg. I don't want to be none of the big names. Like, I definitely ain't gonna never be no 6ix9ine character, no Migos or nobody like that mumbling. My bad if you guys like mumble rap, but it's just it's I don't know, man. I take pride in doing things the way I do it because I'm not somebody else. I'm creative, and instead of destroying things like I used to, I'm creating shit, and it's just it's like a 180 for me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to say something. It sounds a little rough sometimes. I figured both these stag and that rabbit would have been mad at me, but I doubt that rabbit will say anything. And D-Stag liked my song, so I mean, I'm glad he didn't take offense to it. And I didn't really even do that shit to offend that guy because he never done nothing to me. I don't even know the guy. So, but at the end of the day, I just had to let everybody know that I was the only rabid rabbit. That I mean, other people can name themselves that, but I'm doubting they'll ever have a rabid one rabbit. Rabid rabbits may exist. Rabid one rabbit, there's only one of me.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So man, death be for good.
It'd be for good. Yep. It's that's again a shot at some of these cocky people around here that keep coming, and honestly, man, I try to reach for a lot of people that nobody else wants to reach for. They're down a lot and crap, and they hurt. They got nobody. They got addictions. They got problems. I ain't got nothing anyway, but a bunch of junk here, and so about the best thing I know how to do since I'm stuck like this, and I've got nothing to do anyway. I reach for those people, and some of them use my kindness and try to take from me. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's kind
Yeah,
of what that's about. Look, you can do whatever, but at the end of the day, if they keep coming here and doing that shit, I've been telling them for a long time they got to cut that out. Now, recently, instead of having to do that, they've all pretty much run away. The one that's done that. I mean, I do mean literally. That I don't know. I don't think they were running from me per se, even though they know what I'm capable of. I think they just were running from themselves because they knew I was right. You know what I'm saying? because I believe in respect, and I'm all that some of these people have had here. I keep going back to that. I keep going back to that and back to that and back to that because I didn't have nobody. And nobody taught me to do nothing. If my house breaks, I don't know how to fix it. I know how to, I could organize crime if I want to, but guess what? I got a little girl. But what I do have that I can't part with is the property that I'm sitting on. Because even if the house is blown away and there's something here, you know what I'm saying, that I actually own. I'm not having to pay rent for it. It's my grandpa left this here for me, and it's the only thing. If something would happen to me, that I would have to leave for my baby, and so they can't come here and do me that way. It's taken me a lot of time. I mean, I let it continue and continue because I thought surely people were better than that and they didn't want to be like that. But I think some of them do. So they need to know that if it comes to it, that I don't want it to because I've invested time in this, but they ain't gonna keep me in the corner. You know what I'm saying? They could kill me. Like I said before, I ain't nothing bad. I don't want to be, and I don't want to even think like this because my anger is really an issue for me. But I'm getting a hold of that too. You know, I ain't never gonna get over being angry entirely, but lately it's been too bad, man. And it took someone else that really is a good friend to me, talking to me one night, and I even called my little girl the next day, and I was like, "Baby," so I started asking her specific questions, and she answered them the same way he did. So I'm thinking, damn, then this must be true. This is the way people are seeing me. And then I started thinking, and I'm backwards, dude. It's like what I seem to be putting out is not what I'm putting out. That's not what I mean. People are taking me like totally backwards from what I want. Like the spotlight and stuff like that. The spotlight ain't important to me. I just, like I said, I want to be a part of the music. But anyway, that's be for good thing. That's just, and you hear my voice. If you hear the little way I do voices and crap like that on some of my songs, how I sound weird, I do that shit like in real life too, off the fucking radio. When the radio's off, that's still who the fuck I am. So, and anybody around here, even the people that don't like me, knows that those songs are all me, dude. Really, it's all from experiences. That's why I don't have to write them, and some of them are really good. You know, I'm saying I don't know of anybody else that's got a whole lot of freestyles that are like that. Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm the best in the world or nothing like that, because I know people can sing better than me. I know people can rap better than me. They can write better than me. But ultimately, they can't do it like I do it. Nobody can do it like I can do it. And I can't do it like they can. I can't do it
That's
like they
right,
can do
man.
it either. That's what pisses me off. That mimicking people. Basically, how long has it been since you listened to the radio?
Man, it's been
Man, on the
forever.
radio, and I don't turn it on no more. I don't, because it's like they all got the same producer or something. Because you can take 90% of the rappers and put their words together on the same beats. They would all line up on that. They got the same auto tune. Now I know from trying to figure this mixing and mastering crap out on my own, that it's not easy to get the same sound. Like, for instance, if I do like an R&B song or a rap song, it's every now and then the mastering process that I usually end up using don't work for different songs. Now I don't understand why. I don't really, just don't know how to use that stuff. I guess I'm ignorant right now. I just don't really know what to do. But I think I'm getting it pretty good though. It's a lot better than what it was. I know that. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going with that one. So next question.
You're good, big dog. You're good. All right, so let me ask you this, man. Man, you've been putting in work on Bandlab for a minute, man. You know, let me ask you this, man. Do you or do you not have any music videos on YouTube? And if not, can we possibly get one to one of your favorite tracks
I
that you
do
have
have some
lined up?
stuff on YouTube. It's not a whole lot, and basically it's just picture videos. I got one video that I did like that was not a picture video. It was actually with videos. It's on Instagram, but it's only a minute clip. You know, it's called Insana Rabbit, and I kept trying to get people to help me to make a video. They couldn't, so I got pissed off, and it was dark outside, and I went in the backyard with my phone and made the video of myself. So that was kind of weird, and I put some lettering on there. You should check that out. It's on there someplace. I'll give you a link later. But yeah, there's some videos on YouTube, mostly like I say with pictures and shit. But the latest one was hold on now, Stay Free. Stay Free. It was like a rock and roll rock song, like a kind of a metal song, and actually recently it's got like 390 plays, and that's not a lot for some people, but those people are usually copying and pasting messages and talking to everybody. I talked to nobody, and I got most plays on that song. I don't know why, but people seem to like it whenever I do that kind of stuff. But that's the most difficult for me to mix and master. 'Cause you can hear it, dude. It's like there's too much treble, and I think it's because of the instrumentation in the background, you know? It's like there's so much in a rock song, and it's so loud that there's really not as much room for vocals. So I don't know how to compensate for all that, but I sure am enjoying learning.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. Man, since you've been in the game for a minute, man, have you ever done any performances or opened up any shows for that?
For anybody important, no, but here in town, like we do just outside here, and like definitely the people on the block here, they enjoy the music, and it's usually all night when we do it. So they do enjoy it, and they don't nobody call the cops on us or nothing for noise pollution or whatever they call that. We don't they enjoy the music, so they get to see and hear me. Actually, if I'm putting on a show on a stage, I'm actually better than I am, because then I know I don't got to be quiet. Everybody in the crowd's telling me I don't have to be. They want me to do it right. I mean, and I want to do it right. And basically, how I do that and get it right is that I watch the people, and if they're not reacting right, I change it up for them, and I only change it to where it's fitting what they're expecting, you know what I'm saying? But still, I'm doing me in the process. I don't change who I am, or my message doesn't change. It's just how I react to the crowd. It depends on how they need me to in order to get their attention. I'm pretty good at that, actually.
That's right. That's right. So, let me ask you this, big dog. Man, since you have a lot of music, man, I mean, man, you have a big catalog. So, if say the Loud Pack Mob was doing a live performance and they needed you to perform, could you perform on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook Live, like any live stream platform? Would that be something you'd be
Yeah, sure.
interested
You
in?
know what I like? Really, what I like to do is I like to just pick me a beat that was kind of comfortable, you know, and whatnot, and have if it was a live thing like that on social media, I like to have somebody that wasn't within the group giving me a topic, and seeing if I can do this. You know what I'm saying? See, can I say something along their topic, you know, pitch out a topic and let me do it that way. That'd be a lot of fun for me. And then challenge me too to think outside of what I normally think. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I could do that. Or I could definitely do it another way. I mean, I could do one of my songs too, but it'd be a whole lot more fun to have me do it freestyle and let them see that I'm not just bullshitting about. Because some of those songs that I do, I mean, even the R&B type songs, the slow singing songs, that's I haven't written none of those, and it doesn't really. I couldn't used to do that with the R&B. Now, the rhyming, I've done that my whole life, dude, since I was little. All the way, we walk down the road even to this day, and I rhyming all the time and whatnot. But that singing stuff's a little bit different, you know. I mean, because nobody wants to listen to anybody sing badly. And sometimes I do sing badly, but sometimes I'm doing like four parts, like to the harmony and stuff, and it's so spot on but I ain't writing that shit. I have to go back and do the layers and stuff and say the same thing again. Now that's kind of difficult sometimes because I say fuck a lot. And I've noticed at first I couldn't get it, and I was like, man, how come I can't remember? It's because I say that so much that I don't realize at the time. I know that I'm saying it too much, so I'm gonna call that out before anybody tries to hit me that I'm saying that too much. And I know that I'm doing that. That's definitely something that I know. But if they could just see inside my mind, most of the time, only thing they could really say would be fuck. And so what I'm feeling is what comes out, dude. I don't know. Am I making sense to you?
Yeah, big dog. Yeah, I get you, man. So let me ask you this, big dog. Future collabs. Is there anybody that's on Bandlab that you haven't worked that you're working on right now that you should give the audience?
Any collabs?
Yeah, future collabs. Any upcoming projects you got going out that you
Yeah,
haven't
I
told
actually do
anybody?
have something, and I'm waiting on King and Queen Dabs. So I've got a kind of a cipher, and there's a few people that I had in mind to invite to it. That's why I didn't just put it in the band projects because this is for respect from me for different reasons. Now whenever I say that, and anybody from Loud Pack hearing this, it don't mean that I don't respect you. Is this was intended in my head? I got who I want on there for reasons that it's not just for those people, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't messed up about putting it back in there and letting everybody else hit it too without my part on it, or everybody else can do it as well. And in fact, that might be a good idea, really. That way everybody got a chance to jump on it. But the one I'm doing right now, it's like King and Queen Dabs. I've had tracks for both of them, but I haven't had one with both of them at the same time, and I've been wanting that since I came here to Loudpack. And yeah, so things like that are sentimental, more or less. That or people have done something more recently, but and while I'm on here, just in case he hears it, I'd like to send a shout to Mr. Shags there in Loudpack because I watched the dude. He's got the kindest heart. He's done so much. I mean, there's damn. Did you hear that bird? But that was loud as fuck. But anyway, Mr. Shags, he's done so much for everybody. You ask him to help you with something, and he's just like on it. He does whatever you need him to the best of his ability every time. And that dude like that, he's like recently he gave me like a different doll because I wanted to mess with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just all I have to do is ask him, and he's always there. So, Shags, if you hear this, respect, bro. You're a real one.
Oh yeah, man. Big shout out, Loud Pack Mob. So let me ask you this, big dog. Favorite collab,
My
bro?
favorite collab, my favorite collab would have to be one I've done with my little girl, and it was called "I Love You." I believe that was titled "I Love You." I'm pretty sure, but anyway, I say, "Baby, I love you," and then she repeat, "Daddy, I love you too," and then I say, "I'm not me without you," and we're singing together, so that we were like singing that to each other, and whenever she was doing her part, I was outside, and vice versa, and then I just added a little bit of the harmony to it, but we actually both did our own parts there, and she was only, let's see, she was 13, I think, when she done it. And that song probably means the most to me. That's my favorite song I got, just because it was from my little girl, not just a song with her, but from her. And I can't ever replace something like that.
Hell yeah, big dog. That's dope, bro. So if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who
Anybody
would
dead
it
or
be and
alive?
why?
Um, I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
could it be a group? All right. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah, I give
say
you whoever you want, big
I'm
dog.
gonna put it out there right now, without question or second thought at all. If I could have a group and do a collab with them, with the entire group, it would be Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's
And
dope,
more
man.
recently,
Hell yeah.
I have been talking to some of them, and I possibly could have a song with one of them. But having that group, dude, will mean so much. Because if you could go back through my life since they started with that first album they came out with, they've been on the radio, and I mean, I used to tell people, it was like, turn that shit off, that ain't Bone Thugs. I didn't want to hear nobody with that. I guess I shut myself off to different music because I was loyal to those guys, and they didn't even know who I was. You know what I mean? I pick a team and I stick with it. It doesn't mean that there won't be other teams, but there's one that I'm loyal to. And always was in R&B, it was Boys to Men because of their harmony ability. There's nobody in the world that can harmonize like those guys can. They were just meant to be a group. They fit. They always did. So I respect those guys. But Bone Thugs and Harmony, yeah. If I could have anybody, I'd have that group, all of them. I mean, Busy's really not with them at the moment, but I would have all 5 members of Bone Thugs and Harmony. If I could do that, that would be like I could quit and even rest in peace when I died.
Hell yeah, big dog. That's dope. So how are you different from
How am I
other
different
artists?
from other artists? I guess that how I'm really different is I'm calling out my issues too. You know what I'm saying? Most people want to say how great they are and this right here, and a lot of them feel like they really are, and maybe they are. I don't know, but it seems to me like they hype themselves up into something that they can't possibly live up to. And my very name suggests that I'm a tiny sick rabbit. I got rabies, bro, and I'm just saying we're all fragile. You know what I mean? And I got issues, and I point at me just as much as I do anybody else. As a matter of fact, I did one song, "Me Versus Me," where I'm attacking myself from one of them was called Galactic, the other one was Rabid One, and at the end of the song, I think Rabid kind of took him over there, but it's just I ain't fucked up about saying, like a minute ago even I said I know I say fuck too much. I got habits that I do, but I know I'm doing them and I'm doing them on purpose. I guess I'll probably shut off repeating some of the words. Like I've got certain phrases that I say in songs, and I keep saying those phrases because nobody has gotten what I'm saying yet. And that's why you'll hear me repeat a lot of stuff. Now the respect thing, I'll always say that because I believe in respect, but I'm always going to give it first if people will let me. I'm not a bad guy, but I know that I can be. You know what I'm saying? But who can't? We all got a bad side, and I just call mine out. I don't think I don't want to be better than no artist. I don't want to be better than you. I just want to be better than me. You feel me? So
Hell yeah, big dog. That's dope, bro. So who is your music targeted towards?
I have to say everybody, bro, because and honestly, right now I've been on this kick about stand, because look at our country, look at our world, and I've been trying to get people to stand, and I keep asking people even, will you stand with me? And I ain't got one reply back yet that said, yeah, I will, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what kind of rally you got going on. There ain't nobody gonna stick to it. Why? Because they might have to go home and eat, or they might have to go to work tomorrow. They ain't really feeling it bad enough yet. They don't see it from the realist standpoint. We ain't gonna have the freedoms that people are used to. They're slipping away, and we're letting it happen. And the black people against the white people, and that shit builds up, and it's all so retarded, dude. We're all people. I mean, I know like animals and stuff, they don't talk the same. They got different noises they make and stuff. We're all the same species because we talk each other's language. We speak to each other. You cut our skin off, and I guarantee you, if you take the skin off of a man, you are not going to be able to just look at him and say, that man was black, that man was white, that man was a Mexican, or whatever. This guy came from. Not if he didn't have nothing but the inside, you couldn't see that. And I don't understand how come me being a sick rabbit can see that. I'm disgusted by the fact that we're repeating history. Maybe it's not a Civil War slavery type thing, but basically it's bullshit. You know, I mean, every life matters, and I support anybody that will stand with me. I don't care where they come from. And there's another thing I said in a song recently is that I don't if it's aliens. I don't give a fuck if it's aliens from outer space. If they're loyal to me and will stand with me, then I'll stand with them. But I also said that will you stand with me? I doubt it, because so far nobody has. You know what I mean? I'm standing here in my driveway calling shit out that's not right, dude, that people are losing left and right and hurting and suffering, and we're letting people corral us. Instead of that happening, the people of the United States at least should, or the government even, somebody should have shut the country down right when that virus came. Countless lives would have been saved. That's what the government's actually for, is to protect us from shit. And they're not. They're telling us to go back out into it. But now there's more cases of this virus, and yet, granted, people, it's a very low death rate from it, honestly. But people, there's a shit ton of people dying from this shit. That's the leader's fault. If they want to be the leader, they got to be accountable for that crap, and they're just not. I mean, look what happened to Donald Trump. He was too cocky, and he took for granted that I guess he felt like maybe he couldn't catch it or something, but he did, didn't he? Of course, he's the president. He's the president, so I guess he's
Yeah.
probably going to be okay. You know, but anybody else his age and whatnot would probably from it. You know, I mean, I don't get that. How come they just let all these people die and let them go just running around and infecting each other with this? When, I mean, the way I understand it, it's something like 2 weeks, even if this is a real thing, you know, I mean, which I believe that it was intentional, but I mean, it's obviously really a sickness, but it doesn't make sense to the point to where if you get like all flus are like coronavirus, but this particular one, they give you antibiotics for it. You don't give antibiotics to that kind of shit, man. What are they really doing to people? I mean, nobody's even asking important questions like that. People are letting the YouTube and apps and stuff and Google run the children. You know, that's who's raising the children, and that's where some of this stuff's coming from. And Dabs himself actually asked. He said, "It's the kids. What do we do? It is the kids doing it. I agree, but they don't get the blame for me. The kids aren't to blame. It's the adults. Where are the adults at? Where are the parents at? I mean, I didn't get shit right too, bro, because my parents wasn't there. You know what I mean? And I needed a whooping. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
needed a whooping. I really did. I mean, I needed a lot of them, but really all I needed was a little bit of guidance, and I don't know how that I feel like I'm worth anything, bro. But I just feel like that God's got to be real, because how else would I be here right
Hell
now?
yeah, big dog. Amen to that. Um, Let me ask you this, big dog. Favorite quote or favorite bar you ever spit in a verse or freestyle?
I'm gonna have to go back to it. I'm gonna have to say, you better respect me, motherfucker. Yeah,
Hell
and
yeah, dog.
that's just definitely something. Uh, me and Dabs were just playing one day, and he said, "No, I wouldn't even say that to you, because I know what you'd say," and I didn't expect him to say it, but he says, I said, "What?" He said, you'd say, you better respect me, motherfucker. You know why that's so important to me? Because the way I'm saying it sounds like I'm being a dick, and I kind of am, but it's not directed towards anybody that I direct shit towards. Once they hear my song, they know it immediately. There's definitely, there's no question whether it seems like fuzzy to anybody else what I'm talking about. If I'm talking to a person, they know it. It's never no question about it. But Whenever I say that, you better respect me, and people hear that, even if they don't understand respect, they'll get it in their mind. Well, yeah, dude, I want respect too. You better respect me. Then maybe respect and loyalty and honor and all that good crap will come back into the world. Because right now we're losing a lot of it, and mostly it's people are giving up. I mean, really, there's no morals left. I mean, even back in the day when people were getting shot and killed, there was still morals. There was things you didn't do. You didn't cross lines. You didn't disrespect people. So you got punished for that shit. You didn't get to keep doing that. You disrespected the wrong person at the wrong time, and you're gonna die today. You know what I'm saying? These days, it doesn't matter. People just shut up. Nobody stand for nothing, and whenever they do, you got people right beside them. The people that are standing and actually doing things for the right reason are are followed by people that are doing the same things under the same names, but doing it wrong, like the looting, for instance, and the breaking into people's businesses. That's innocent people. That what do those people got to do with any of that? You know, I mean, that's wrong, man. You don't steal people's
Exactly.
shit. I mean, how in the fuck is looting supposed to make you look any better? That makes you look bad. We should be stronger than this. And I gotta say it, bro. Humans are. I know there's strong people in the world, and there's like, let's use Mike Tyson for instance. That guy, that guy's got a punch on him, and it sure would hurt to get punched by Mike Tyson. But at the end of the day, Mike Tyson is a human being, and as a species, we're kind of weak. If you put us up against like an ant, for instance, an ant, if it was our size, we wouldn't stand a chance against that ant. You know what I mean? And if we didn't have the power of imagination, we'd be overrun by almost every one of the animals and insects and all would be stronger than us. But we, as a people, when we stand together, that's when we become strong. And you don't see that shit no more.
That's dope,
Nobody's
bro.
loyal to nothing. They don't believe in nothing. They'll say that, like you got people going to church on Sunday morning saying they believe in God, but whenever they get out, everything they do suggests that no, they don't. I mean, me personally, I just want, I believe what I believe. Nobody can ever change my mind on that. I'm not saying nobody got to believe what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ever quick to dismiss somebody else's beliefs. You have to, a person that dismisses someone else's beliefs right off the bat is they've got issues they need to deal with because how do you really know what you believe until you've heard more people's beliefs? You know, and
Exactly. Exactly,
and I could
bro.
sit down with like my worst enemy at a table and talk to him if we were able to communicate without having a fit. You know what I'm saying? Without yelling and stuff like that, we could sit down and work through that shit. But
Yeah.
instead, people decide that they just want to. I guess I'm thinking it's more or less a panic move. Yeah, people can fight and whatnot, but most of the time, those situations can be avoided. Why would you want to have to hurt somebody like that? People people don't think. Yeah, there's reasons to fight, but for the most part, the things that people are fighting about these days seems retarded. And I'm not saying that everybody. I know there's plenty of reasons to fight, and really, I'm probably pretty bad about that myself at times. I need to get a hold of myself. So I'm calling myself out on that. I need to get a hold of my anger and stuff. Now, I ain't wanting to hurt nobody, though. I just don't want to be hurt myself. So if I could say anything that mattered, really, it'd probably be I suggest that anybody that's thinking about anything should suggest, I mean, towards somebody else, that they need to think about it from that point. How does this person feel? Think about the other person. Because if we ain't fighting for the person sitting next to us, who are we fighting for? Or what are we fighting for? For nothing. We can't be selfish and just fight for us and do what we want to do. If so, everybody loses because we got to stand together. United we stand, divided we fall.
That's right, big dog. Hell yeah. Great words, man. So, what
The
is the
history of
history
where
of
I'm
where you're
from.
from?
Well, I believe I'll just say I'm from the Rabid. I'm in Arkansas right now. I live in Arkansas, like close to Fort Smith and all that. But it's not where I'm from. But if I'm saying where I'm from, then more questions come, and I'd be willing to talk to you about that in private. But it's just
All right, big dog, you're good, homie. So, man, how old were you when you decided you wanted to do
dude.
music?
Now I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I was 3 years old. It was my earliest memory, and I was 3 years old. I seen a guy in the parade. I'm thinking it was like a Thanksgiving parade. I don't remember what parade it was, but in my head, it was a Thanksgiving parade, like that Macy's thing or what and whatnot. But I seen I heard this music and I seen this guy playing this snare drum, and it just sounded so awesome. And I immediately said, I want to do that. And I wanted to play that drum like he was doing. And my grandpa he ended up getting me my first pair of drumsticks whenever I was 3 years old. And I still, if I'm going away from the house and I leave for very long, I take my drumsticks with me. I don't I don't grab my studio equipment or what, the computers and all that bullshit, but I grabbed my drumsticks. That's how I made it through the bad stuff. I taught myself how to play the drums. I had a few people along the way try to show me something here and there, and but I passed the teachers that I had. And my dream at that point, once I got to Arkansas, was to make it to the University of Arkansas marching band, which I did get a scholarship to the band. I played in 2 games and I quit. Unfortunately, I went back to being bad. I mean, I thought I didn't know I was bad. I really didn't know what I was doing, but that's what I did. And I feel bad that I did. I figured, man, look, I made it, and if I made it, then it must not be that great. And I ain't gonna ever make that much money by anything I can do here at the college. But that was the dumbest thing I ever done, and so I lost the chance to have my education. Now, I don't know if I could go back, but really now it's kind of beyond that, I guess, a little bit. Now I got other things to pay attention to. So I mean, I pretty much screwed my life up, but and it wasn't my fault whenever I was a kid, but that's why I'm trying so hard now to fight myself, because if a person's got issues and things are bad, they can't blame their parents for forever, because we become adults sometime. And when you become an adult, that's when you got to accept responsibility. So I take responsibility for the things I got wrong, even when I was a kid, because they weren't there, man. And somebody should have told me, yeah, but they didn't. And that's the reason why I reach for people. But that violent kill people mood I put out sometimes is very freaking real for me. I mean, sometimes it's just, but that takes a lot of doing it, but it seems to be the dominant part of me that wants to stop these people bad enough from pushing me any further. And I'm tired of people taking and throwing me away and shit like that. I don't want somebody to look at me and look through me or ignore me and crap like that. I don't want to be quiet no more. I want to be able to talk to people. I don't really know how to do anything, but I just want to. I want to matter to me, more than what I have mattered to people in the past. Does that is this shit too much, man? I don't know. I'm like, I'm not no philosopher or nothing. I don't know if my words are always proper. I know some people take me backwards. So if you take me, like, if I'm saying something and it don't make much sense, I don't talk like everybody else. I'm different in almost every way. I doubt that you'll meet anybody like me again. I struggle to make sure that I'm finding the right words whenever I'm talking to a person like me and you're talking, because I know that, like, even my little girl sometimes takes me backwards. It's just, I am backwards. I don't know if that's a good thing.
It's all good, big dog. You're good, big dog. You're good. Trust me, man. This is your episode, and this is your story. You want to tell it how you want to tell it, and we're just here to listen to what you got to say and what kind of music and plans you got going on. So, man, we appreciate that. Let's go on to the next question, big dog. What are your music
Okay, so,
guilty pleasures?
ask that again one more time.
What are your
My
music
music,
guilty
what
pleasures?
pleasure? I'm sorry, bro. My, all right,
Guilty. Music guilty pleasures. Like, what would we not
what would I
expect you
not?
to be
Okay,
listening
what
to,
would you not
basically, bro?
hear me listening to? Like that old ass country shit with the steel guitars, and it makes me want to cry. Yeah, I could hang myself. I'd be in the best mood ever and hear that. And the newer stuff don't even really sound that bad, dude. But I'm a fan of music. If I could feel it, I'll listen to it. I even like some of that old timey bluegrass stuff because those guys can. Some of them really can play. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messed up about listening to the gospel. In fact, I've done songs about God. Even you know what I'm saying? I've done that. I've done crap. I think I even got a couple of little cadences where I played each drum one at a time. Of course, it don't sound all that great because it's impossible to line all that crap up together because you can't play them all at the same time. But I'm not against even doing a country song, really, just because I haven't never done one. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that older country music that makes me sick, kind of. They got amazing words in them. Some of those older songs do have amazing lyrics, but how in the world could people listen to something that makes them just? I don't know. It feels like death to me when I listen to that. Of course, on the flip side, I've heard people say that I mean, listen to what you're saying in your music. Some of my songs are pretty violent because I understand that. I relate to it. It makes me okay for the moment. If I'm calling me out or calling out that shit on radio, I'm not, or on the song. I'm not out doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It does, but I am saying the truth. But that keeps me from doing something stupid. Instead of, like I said a minute ago, I'm not destroying things anymore. So I don't know, that country music, dude. That old country music. Have you ever heard any of that crap? Yeah, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
like
like way
like I
back in the
say, some
day.
of them they have some of the songs lyrics are badass, dude, and I could relate to the lyrics. But when you put that music to it and the way they sing that crap, dude, it's like, man, I'd rather just blow my head off than do than it makes me feel bad, dude. I don't see how anybody could want to hear that. It's so depressing, dude. I like to smile. I mean, regardless of what I'm capable of or anything, my favorite thing in the world to do is smile and be goofy. I'll act like the most retarded person you've ever seen in your life, dude, just to make somebody laugh. But then, I mean, that's just who I am. That's who I
Oh
want.
yeah.
That's who I am, dude. If someone's getting joy out of something I'm doing, I don't care if it looks like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? That's fun to me. I don't now on the other side of that one, I don't let people make me look that way, and then I'll get offended by that. Someone trying to make me look like that way. But if I'm doing it because I know somebody's like laughing with me and not at me, and they're enjoying it, that's a different story. But sometimes people will try to push you, and that'll change the mood. It won't be a smile after that.
Hell yeah, dog. So man, what do you do outside of music? If Rabbit wasn't doing music,
um,
what would he be
if I
doing?
could afford it, I'd be on a track racing. I love to race. I raced in the past on the street. Of course, it was illegal street race, but I was pretty good at it then. But my eyes, I stayed in the dark so much back in the day that my eyes, I'd strained my eyes so much. I would even read in the dark because I was always ducking and dodging and running from cops and having to handle shit that I shouldn't have been into in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Just being retarded. Like, and I know I'm saying retarded, so if I'm not making fun of nobody with no mental illnesses and stuff like that. Those are the people I like to fight for, not against. So I got a rabbit named for retarded. Actually, I got 3 rabbits. But yeah, if I could do anything in the world, I would probably be a, a race car driver of some sort.
Dope, dope. Hell yeah. So, what are your goals in
My
2020 leading
goals
to
this whole
2021?
year is just been like hoping that our group would have been stronger. I mean, as far as music goes, I had hoped to have Crazy Bone on a track. Unfortunately, there was 2 scenarios to it. One of them I couldn't do because of an issue with my little girl, and she couldn't do without me. And another is I could do it from home, but I couldn't come up with it with the right amount to do it, dude. Because really kind of how the bigger names work is they unless they're doing like an album together, they take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? And what would cost someone else like a lot of money, it would have been cheap for most people, but for me, dude, if you can see how I just don't have anything. I'm very poor. I'm good with that. I don't need money to be happy. But I don't know, man. My goal was that, but I don't think I'm gonna reach that this year. Not at the moment. But really, after that, the only goals I really had was that I wanted my little brother to succeed, man. Really, and when I say little brother, he's like, again, I choose my own family because that's the only family I got. It's the ones I choose. And my little brother, I wanted to see him do good and stop seeing him get in trouble, and he's on a couple of songs with me. Call him Zigo, and he's on a couple of songs with me. He's really a good dude. I mean, he's just been cast aside too. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't recoup right, but he's definitely one worth saving. And so I hope to see that, and I really wanted to see Loud Pack be more not spread out so much. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes there's different places we chat, and like me and you were missing each other. That's because everybody's chatting. It seems like in different places, and I just don't see too much communication. But I mean, whenever it goes down, watch and see. We'll step up and handle it. But really, I hope that we could know each other better than that, because that's my family, Loud Pack. Even the ones that I don't know, that's what I call my family. I've even got clothes. I mean, I got a jersey with Loud Pack Mob on it. I wear that shit here, in person. I got that shit. And so it's important to me, and I don't say and call people family unless it's important. So really, anybody from Loud Pack Mob, hear me. We need to communicate together more and get to know each other better, because it's important to some of us. It's not just an app. I'm not just doing this to come on the app. In fact, that app is a joke to me, really, most of the time, because there's so much fake crap going on there. At times, it's ridiculous, and I go there because of my family, and it's easy to go post music there, and I ain't got to spread everywhere, because I know that if I start posting on places like YouTube and stuff, and I ain't got the promoters or nothing like that, and I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it's just, there's more people on Bandlab that's gonna hear me than they would other places, just because of the promo thing, and everybody's working for themselves. I mean, how many producers do you think you could go on right now and see a producer here, a producer there? Everybody's a producer now. Everybody's an artist now. Everybody's this, everybody's that. Not everybody was meant for the stage. I wonder if they would be willing to sit behind the desk. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it took to get us to succeed, I would. I'd still get to be a part of the music that way. I guarantee you, if anybody in our group could make it anywhere, if they needed me behind the desk, I'd be there behind the desk, being to support them all the way, dude, without hating. And that's kind of what I really hope. I hope we get stronger that way because there's a bond created whenever you communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, big dog. And I'm glad you brought that up because I feel the same way too. I feel that,
Absolutely.
communication is key, and and uh and then sharing the music. If you're an artist or a producer and you see someone posting a link, go listen to it, give your feedback,
Right.
and share the music so the next
You,
person can listen.
that would be
And
perfect. Yeah,
man,
you're spot on,
it
dude.
it,
That's
it
what I want
works.
to see. You know how you even commented, hey, post links so you can share, dude. I would do that for every member, but I don't pay much attention because it's like it seems like there's a lack of support. Now I've got people that are very loyal. It's just a handful, bro. But those handful of people, I wouldn't trade them for everybody in the world because they've been loyal for a long time to me. You know what I'm saying? They're priceless. I wouldn't repay anybody that's legitimately playing my music at all is priceless to me. You know what I'm saying? I and but if we would all just support each other a little bit better, and I know we've all got issues, I get it. The world seems to be falling apart. This virus, I mean, the economy, all that crap. People ain't got jobs and stuff. Well, I don't too. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a job, and keep in mind, I don't know if I'm gonna eat tomorrow, but I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I would rather have someone hear me today and share my stuff because I'm gonna share theirs tomorrow. If we're legitimately working like that and helping each other more, then what group could beat us then? No, not any of them. Not like that. I don't feel like they can beat us anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my family. I'm gonna always feel like it's the best. I mean, otherwise, why would I be there? You know what I mean? So I feel like that if we get to the point to where we really know each other, then we get to. I mean, some people won't like it there at that point. I guess you get to know people. Some people you just don't like. I don't expect everybody to like me. They don't even have to pretend to. I'd prefer that they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But usually you can tell somebody don't like you, and if they don't like me, I just whatever. I'll just stay away as long as they ain't fucking with me. I don't expect them to like me because I know that I don't like everybody. Some people are great. Some people are awesome. Some people are worth looking up to. When some people are just flat out dicks, dude. That nobody wants. Nobody likes a dick. You know what I'm saying? It, it, and that's basically whenever you hear me mad
Exactly.
in a song, I'm fighting people like that. Ones that you wouldn't like, you wouldn't want to be. I just try to fight for people that are weaker. They can't. They don't know how to necessarily articulate themselves. And I know that when I'm saying that I can be confusing whenever it comes to my words. But once you know me as a person, then it's like the group. If they knew me a little bit better, and now some of them do know me well, but others don't. But if you really truly knew the way I think and stuff like that, and I'd really like it if people ask me, "Hey, man, in your song, you said this, that, or the other. What does this mean?" And spit a sentence at me, dude. Let me know what people are thinking. That's valuable information we could be getting from each other is by actually not just patting each other on the back and everybody just liking your stuff. Why? Because that you're in the group with them, but being able to say, "Hey, man, that don't really sound okay because of." All right, dude. The most valuable comments I have ever gotten from anybody have been negative comments, but they were done for right. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't trying to hurt me with it. They weren't making fun of me. They were saying, "Man, that ain't no good like that." And then, all right, dude, I see your point, and I bettered myself because of the bad comments that really were done for the right reasons. That's what we really need to be able to do because basically everybody that says anything about anybody's music is always people throwing those fire emojis on there. Now sometimes they need to be on there, but I've intentionally put out crap songs, and then I don't think I even took them down and asked people about them just to see if they were going to lie to me, and people liked it. They said they liked it, but I just know that wasn't likable, dude. You know, I mean, I did that to test people, and I had to, you know, I had to because I'm seeing all this stuff going on and people telling everybody. I mean, there ain't no need in that. We can't get better that way. You know, I mean, I want to be better than I am. If I'm good or not today, it's irrelevant. I just want to be a step further tomorrow. I want my shit to be better, and the only way I can do that is for somebody else to give me feedback that's legit and given right, you know, out of respect, not try, you know, I don't ever want to discourage anybody from doing music, but I would like to be able to tell them why I don't think that sounds right, you know. But you can't do that to people because they get mad or quit. But that's what we gotta work around that. That'll hold us back in the end, you know, if we can't communicate to that level.
Oh yeah, that's what's
I don't
up.
know. I mean, I really feel that way. I mean, maybe I got too much to say. I could go on like this all night about things that I see and stuff and that's as a species, we are, well, I say a species, you know, other countries don't seem to be as affected by this internet crap as we do for some reason. But you basically ain't got to interact with people no more. They're all on your phone, you know? People are on the phone all the time. Yeah, I go to holidays and you see people instead of talking to their family and being with their family, everybody's looking at their phone all the damn time, dude.
Yeah.
That's something we gotta overcome, dude, or that these electronics are important to us, and it's okay to play with those things, you know, and play your games on them, talk to people on there. But ultimately, we need to learn how to communicate together, even not just the radio when the radio goes on, but whenever it's off too, because we're losing the human aspect to it, and that's a downfall right there. What happens whenever the internet gets shut off one day?
You have a lot of lost
It could
people.
happen. Yeah, it could happen, and I know that my little girl doesn't do homework and doesn't do schoolwork the way I used to have to do it. I used to have to write that crap down and do the problems myself. They give them laptops and calculators to do math. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous, dude. They've got the answers in their hand. They don't have to do anything. So once you shut those devices off, dude, they're gonna be lost because they didn't have to do anything. And me, like, I mean, I don't know how to do a lot, but I know the things that I do know, I had to put my hands on. I can read about it all day long on Google, but until you actually get your hands on something, you don't really know how to do it. You might get the words right and feel like you know it. There's a guy across the street there on the corner that watches YouTube a lot. Now, when it comes to computers, he can tell you all kinds of crap. But when it comes to actually fixing the computers, don't give him one because he can't do it. He's just got no experience doing it. That's the internet is just it's killing us. It's killing us. It's driving us apart. And I feel like that probably the government and the police and stuff like that are intentionally dividing and conquering people. Everything's going downhill, bro. And I don't understand why nobody's calling this out and getting together on this stuff. It seems like history's starting to repeat itself. People are getting mad, but at the same time, we're being corralled into the house like cows. Fucking move. That's all I can say. Fucking move. Don't let people corral you. Don't give up. Don't quit. And don't do it for any reason but to be you. If we all need to want to be ourselves, and that's important.
That is dope, bro. Hell yeah. So let me ask you this, Rabbit One Rabbit. What is the best advice you have been given?
Best advice I've been given. Um, Probably that's tough. I really all my advice has come from watching and learning from my mistakes and seeing other people make mistakes and try not to make the same mistake they did. And and I think really my grandpa probably gave me the best advice just by telling me to pray and trust God. Because really, and I know how some people feel about that, but again, I'm not saying you got to believe the way I do. Whoever you call God or whatever you believe in, we'll put it that way. I pray the way I do, or talk to who I believe is God the way I do. I'm not telling anybody else they have to believe my way, but the way I'm calling my God. If it wasn't from Him, I wouldn't have had anybody really. My grandpa, I shut myself off to kind of because I didn't want to disappoint him, but I was always able to talk to God, which mysteriously enough actually answered back. You know, not with a voice from heaven or nothing, but the things I really prayed for, not selfishly or nothing like that. You know, I prayed one time for God to take the love away from me, dude. That's not something that God would answer. You know what I'm saying? I knew it when I was, but there's been other things that I've prayed for, and it's been big things like there's a tornado about to hit, and I prayed. That wasn't me. Now I'm not taking any credit for that. I didn't do nothing. I'm not magic. I can't. If so, I'd have fixed myself a long time ago. But I give credit to God, dude. It was real. The whole town saw that tornado turn whenever I prayed for it that time. That's what God can do, and that's my answer. You wanted to know my goal. My goal is not even music in the end. I just want to be His friend because I don't stand a chance, bro. I'm dying. You know, I got rabies. Remember, rabbit. I saw that little rabbit die, bro, and it was bad. You don't want to die from rabies. It was bad. I didn't know it, but I mean, I was on the phone with the vet trying to get the poor fella help. I didn't know he was that sick. It was after he died that I found out that they definitely had rabies. It was in my head, but I mean, whenever you got something like that happening, maybe it was just a coincidence. You can call it a coincidence if you want to. Whenever a tornado turns around, someone's praying, dude. Maybe it's a coincidence, but if so, it was a pretty awesome coincidence as far as I'm concerned.
That's
But
amazing, bro.
if I could give the best advice I could give, I would say it would be this: stand for the person next to you and yourself. Want to be you. Don't want to be anybody else but you because we're all important as individuals. It doesn't matter our level of success, our dollar amounts, all that is irrelevant. What matters is that each individual person can teach somebody something. And if I can give an example, it's like my little girl and I was playing with one of my drums whenever she was little. I think she was like 4, and she did something with the stick, and she didn't know what she was doing at all. But I was paying attention to her, and she inadvertently showed me a beat that I still use today. And she didn't even mean to do it, but she can still play it because I praised her for it and told her how awesome that was. And it was important to me, and to this day, she still plays it. And guess what her name is? Cadence.
That's dope, bro.
It's people just should be themselves. Stop trying to mimic people. Stop trying to have more than everybody else. There should be plenty around. There shouldn't be no issues between any of us. People should see colorblind when it comes to people because it's life's too short for the dumb crap. The past ought to be enough to the way I understand it. Whenever the country was made, for starters, the people that came here took it from the Indians in the first place. If anybody's got a gripe, it should be the Indians. Ultimately, the people in Africa sold their own people to the white people, and so they both did wrong. Those people did wrong by selling their own people. The white people did bad for taking them and using them as slaves, and they were worse, in my opinion. Their own people sold them, and that's terrible, dude. I mean, I know what that feels like, you know, not what they felt like, but I know what it feels like to be given away or thrown away and crap like that. Is your own people doing that to you? I don't ever hear anybody bring that up. It seems like that we should be like, look, blessed for the freedoms. Those people, even the people that were in slavery back in the day, they died, but they made a way for the black people. Now they have freedom like we do, like white people do. And white people, I agree, are usually pieces of shit. honestly, honestly, I don't have any beef with any black people, any Mexicans, any Chinese people, nothing like that. Everybody I got a problem with, and I'm usually yelling at, except for Bill Clinton. If you hear this, Bill Clinton, you know what's up. But anyway, it's all white people are just they want money. They got to have money. They want more. They're greedy motherfuckers. Look at Donald Trump. That's a greedy motherfucker. I'm sorry. I respect that he's trying to lead. I think that's the one thing that I can give him respect for, because he doesn't put on a show up there like let them all have to say so too. He really believes he might be delusional, but he really is trying to do something. He's not getting it right, I think, but at the end of the day, he's trying to do something. That's the only thing I mean, but white people seem like they think that they got something coming. But I promise you this, I'm not anywhere near as rich as the poorest person. You probably know nobody that has to live the way I'm living right now, but you couldn't possibly meet a happier person at this point in time, because I'm winning. It doesn't look like it. If you were standing here in front of me right now, it wouldn't look like I was winning a damn thing. But if you could stick around for a while and really know who I am, you would see, dude, that I'm really doing good, and it ain't got nothing to do with no money. You know, we all need money to eat and stuff, but for the love of God, if you ever get a chance, bro, just pass on that message. Have people just to stand up for people. We're one race, the human race. We don't need to be fighting each other. We need to be standing together, because that's the only way we're ever going to be strong. And as individuals or separate, divided, we're just a fragile life that really could go out in an instant. I mean, one bullet, even a ricochet, not even aimed at you, could kill you. Just one. That's all it takes. But try to kill us all with one ricochet. You couldn't do it. It makes no sense. It's disgusting to me. I feel like maybe I just don't belong here. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Because people seem to think I am.
Hell yeah, big dog. So, how is your music going to evolve from here, big dog?
Well, I'm thinking that I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it until I can open up all the way and know that I don't have to be quiet no more. I can get rid of that little feeling inside that tells me I got to be quiet, so I'm toning it down. And when I'm singing, I'm actually singing. And now sometimes when I'm angry, dude, I'll definitely rhyme loud. I even come outside here and do it towards people, right here, dude. Sometimes if I'm mad, dude, but that's just that's irrelevant. Kind of what I'd like to be able to do is whenever I'm actually putting like actual singing into it, not just rhymes. I'd like to be able to not be quiet no more. And once I get that out of my head that I got to be quiet, and I've been doing good. Like I say, I've been doing good. But once that's gone, then I'll start putting the pen to the pad, and I'll make sense to people a little more. But I guess that's just it, man. I just want to keep going forward and hopefully making music that people can hear and relate to, you know, and understand that when they hear me talking about killing somebody or something like that I don't think that I'm not preaching that it's okay to go out and hurt people. if they listen to everything that I've done, and I know that people ain't got time just to go listen to nothing but me all the time. I don't even expect that. But if you listen to just one of my songs, there's no way you could possibly see what I'm doing, because I sing about love. I rap about love, but I don't get into I don't rap about the sexual shit much. I have a couple of times because it's what the song required, and there was other people's shit. But really, at the end of the day, I feel like that's disrespecting our women. You know what I mean? I think it is at a certain point. At a certain point, there's some things you shouldn't say because it's disrespectful. To me. And I guess only because even though my mom wasn't there, I know she loved me and I know what she did for me. She had to get rid of me because she was protecting me because of where I came from. And really, her side of the family, my mom's side of the family, they were all killed. They were all killed and they're gone now. And I would have been dead too. You know what I'm saying? If it hadn't been for mom doing what she did. But my dad, I can see his house from here. I don't understand him. I don't hate him. I love him and I forgive him. That's the only one that really is related to me that there's any kind of issue with, that I always respect. Why? Because like I say, I believe in God, and He tells me I'm supposed to respect. I'm supposed to honor my father. It doesn't give conditions to it. You know what I mean? And I'm very harsh on myself when it comes to that kind of stuff. Once I consider it and I feel wrong about it, I got to fix it. So that's what I want to do to my music. I want my music to evolve into that level of commitment, to where even though my dad was never there, when I see him, I tell him I love you, Dad. And I do. I just am confused by it. And only one time have I ever even lost. I did lose my temper on him one time. I regretted it because, damn, now I'm the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Before, he was always the bad guy. And I just took myself and tossed myself in reverse into his shoes, landed in them, and became worse than him whenever I disrespected my father that way. If it wasn't from them people, even though they threw me away, if it wasn't from them, I wouldn't be alive. All the good things that this conversation right now, I mean, I don't get to talk like this much. So I wouldn't be able to have this moment with you right now if it hadn't have been from those people having me. So that's worth a little bit of respect. Even if they were bad to me, I couldn't have had none of the good things either. I wouldn't know my little girl. I would have never had life at all. So I'm just thankful to be here, man. I mean, I'm just thankful to be here, and I'm thankful that whatever, either God or the mistake that let me be here, if there is no God in the end, which I don't believe that that's even remotely possible, but if for the sake of argument there is no God and I'm just an accident and an infection to the planet, then whatever gave me the ability to even do music at all, I'm thankful for. So really, just my music evolves every time I talk about it. Really, it means so much to me. It's all I have. It's protected me even. It protected me from me.
Oh yeah, that's dope, man. Man, you have one hell of a story. I want to thank every listener on here that's paying attention and tuning into this, big dog. Do you have any special shout outs you want to give?
I just want to give a shout out to Loud Pack Mob. I want you guys to know that I love you guys, and if I don't know you that well and you're in the group, please feel free to find a way to chat with me, because if I don't know you that well, I'd like to. You're part of my family, whether we know each other or not. We need to. So Loud Pack Mob, my family, and I definitely appreciate that. Also, and I doubt he's gonna hear it, but there is a member of Bandlab's actual the Bandlab guys, how to pronounce his name, Amon or something like that. But anyway, the guy showed me actual respect. So just if there's an accident and he hears this, I'd like to tell him thanks for that, because I believed wrong about all of them, and at least one of them was legit. he answered me back immediately, just and done what I asked him to. He actually put effort into me. So I'd like to thank at least that member of the Bandlab crew. And like I said, you probably won't hear me, but mostly I just got Loud Pack. And I know my little girl ain't going to hear this probably either, but love her, love God. I'm thankful for you letting me be here, bro. I mean, this it mattered to me. I needed to say some of this stuff just to remind
Hell
you.
yeah, big dog.
So
Appreciate you coming on the show, big dog. So go ahead and plug in your music, your social media, all that good stuff, big dog.
all right, they posted.
Nah, bro, just go ahead and let the people know where they can find
Oh,
you,
okay.
how they can stream your music and all that good
Well,
stuff.
I got one song on Google Play, or well, I don't think they even do that, but iTunes and Spotify and whatnot. It's called Endless Rain. On Instagram, I'm that little @ sign thing, and Rabid One Rabbit all together, and basically YouTube. I'm Rabid One Rabbit. So I'm Rabid One Rabbit everywhere, except for on Messenger, which I'm Bishop Bro. And other than that, I ain't got a whole lot of spots yet. But watch, as soon as I can open up, I'll go everywhere. And if anybody's got any idea where I can find somebody that can help spread me, there's nothing. There's not really a lot of limits. There's nothing that can be done. That maybe my vocal range ain't gonna hit, but I can do so much. If you need me for anything, or if you know of anybody that needs help on a song, or maybe hooks or something like that, I can do anything, and I ain't worried about it. Even the background stuff. So anybody that needs anything from me, Loud Pack, or anybody that's friendly to us, just hit me up, and I'll be happy to do. And I'm not gonna take it bad if you need somebody in the background. In fact, I enjoy that stuff. Some of that harmony stuff is the hardest part to get right, and I enjoy that stuff. So if anybody needs me for anything, I'm down. Definitely Loud Pack has any problems, hit me up. I'll take the shot for you. You know, I'll stand for you always, and that's about it. I appreciate you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. This